Stories of resilience are part of the Chamorro experience. So in recognition of Chamorro Month, PNC visited one of our Manamku today to hear her memories of World War II. PNC's Betsy Brown joins us now with the story of LMcDonald. Betsy, what can you tell us about Lucia?
Well, LMcDonald was only 14 years old when the Japanese invaded Guam, and at the age of 88 today, she remembers the war vividly. She's one of the Manamco who told her story to the Guam War Survivors Memorial Foundation for the Real Faces book. And today she sat down with me to talk about how her faith carried her through the war.
I don't know how many planes, but one of the patients there said, hey, don't you know that that's not our plane? Then the men were whispering it sounded, and who do you think was that? One of the men said, I think that's the enemy, the Japanese plane. Oh my goodness.
LMcDonald was bringing clothing to her brother at Naval Hospital when the Japanese attacked Guam. The 14-year-old girl went to her family's ranch in Jonia that night to hide. But as the Japanese occupation continued, she was forced to work in the fields and clear jungle areas, and eventually was marched to Manangan.
People are dying on the road during the daytime when we're walking, and the old people were crying, kneeling down, lying down on the ground. Some that were put on the back, but it's very hard.
But a lot happened before the march to Manangan, as the children of an American Navy man, Lucia and her siblings were tortured on a daily basis by the Japanese soldiers, and she came close to death.
They happened that they put the bayonet here if they want me to cut my head off.
Lucia says she begged for her life and prayed to God. And that's why she believes she was able to make it through the war, which she knew had come to an end the day she saw the Marines.
Oh, there's a big Marines, and they were all red. And they said, who wants some chocolate, cigarette, chocolate candy? So we gathered and we were all crying.
Lucia's story is in the Guam War Survivors Memorial Foundation's book, Real Faces. That book is available for $70 at the Frank Blas & Associates office in Barrigada, and they are coming out with a second book that will include more stories from Lucia and other World War II survivors on Guam. The second book is expected to come out later this year and will include stories about how Chamorro families helped each other to survive the war.